everyone, I am Razorblade Mango. Well, we have a month to go before E3, and I'm super excited for the conferences, especially the Sony conference. A little more so, not a little more so, but even like very excited for the EA stuff now that Battlefront 3 is going to be there. Microsoft and Ubisoft, I don't know, we'll see about that, I don't know. Definitely will be an interesting E3 because Microsoft has a lot to prove this year, and they're going to focus all on the games, which is a very good idea, so let's see what they're going to do. I'm waiting for the game that they show that will make me want an Xbox One. Like, I haven't seen that game yet, but I hope it's there this year, because I really want to see what Microsoft can do to win back some of the goodwill that they've lost last year. With that said, the reason I'm making this video today is because I want to give my first reactions to this supposed quote-unquote leak, what E3 2014, what Sony's conference is going to be. And this is like a detailed list of what we're going to get. So, that being said, alright, let's dive right into this. And let me just verify this. Most of this is total speculation, a complete rumor. Do not mistake any of this for being confirmed, except for one thing, which I will get to in a bit, that they have confirmed will be there. Now let's start with some of the smaller stuff, and I have the full list here from, I'm at PlayStationLifestyle.net, and apparently DualShockers, an anonymous source, told them all the details of what Sony's conference is going to be, and it's expected to be Monday, June 9th, around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to get a lot of stuff this year. But specific-wise, let's get into that. Let me start with some of the smaller things. We're going to get Gran Turismo 6 is going to come to PS4 with improved 1080p, 60 frames per second visuals, extra features tracks in mid to late 2015. I mean, I'm not a big racing guy, honestly. Most racing games bore me unless they have, Twisted Metal in the title or Mario Kart. And this game, it's like, that's really all I can say about that. Just, It's another one of those games. It's following that trend that I'm so tired of, where games that were released on the PS3 are now getting this amazing HD makeover 1080p. And it's going to be on PS4 because we want more money. And it's the same thing that's going on with The Last of Us. Same thing that's going on with The Walking Dead. And it's probably going to be the same thing with Gran Turismo 6 if this proves to be true. Hopefully this is not, but likely this is going to happen because Sony wants money. Killstrain is going to be on PlayStation 4. It's going to be the Siphon Filter reboot. And it's going to come out around winter 2014. That's another one. Okay. Wipeout is coming to PS4. Whatever. Sucker Punch's Infamous Second Son DLC, they're going to show it there. Includes a new power and maybe a new setting. Whatever. Drive Club. Rockstar, is going to announce Grand Theft Auto 5, a PlayStation 4 edition, which, if that happens, that will really piss me off, because, look, it was made specifically for this current generation. If they really wanted to make Grand Theft Auto 5 the best that it could possibly be, why the fuck didn't they just wait until this year to talk about it for the next-gen consoles? Why the fuck do they have to do this big dog and pony show about how, oh my god, yes, we're going out, we're making the last gen of consoles go out with a big bang, woo, it's gonna be awesome. And so besides money, I just really don't see the point in doing this. I mean, I understand it more for stuff like The Last of Us and Gran Turismo, because those are PlayStation exclusives. So for the people that had an Xbox One Xbox 360 and are now going over to PlayStation 4, they have those games, because I know a lot of people that had an Xbox 360 really wanted to play The Last of Us and couldn't, unless they bought a PS3. Now this is their opportunity to do it if they bought a PS4, which that I completely understand. But this Grand Theft Auto is current gen. It was available on multi-platforms. It was on PS3 and Xbox 360. I don't see the reason to do a PS4 and Xbox One version outside of money. It just seems really greedy to me. Like, honestly, I don't like that idea. PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita are going to get price drops. We're going to see very little of the Vita and PS3 at the show, just because we're kind of getting out of that era of gaming. And we're going to see some new PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection titles are going to be announced. That makes sense. You know, that would be a smart move, because the PlayStation stuff right now, honestly, I am not all that impressed with the PS4 and PS3 selections this month. Mostly. Some of them have been really cool. But most of them, I'm just kind of like, you know, whatever. It's free. I'll take it, but I'm not really all that excited for it. Now here's the thing that I'm not all that crazy about, is that we're going to get the Project Morpheus and PlayStation Now are going to get quite a bit of time at this year's conference, which does not surprise me at all. And I take that back about PlayStation Now. I'm interested to see what PlayStation Now is going to be like, because I want to play PS2 games on my PS4, which will be pretty awesome. I don't care about Project Morpheus. Honestly, I don't care about virtual reality. To me, virtual reality is not going to be the big success that they think it's going to be. Because they tried that already with the PlayStation Move. They were trying to copy what the Wii was doing, and now they're trying to copy what the Oculus Rift is doing. And honestly, I really doubt it's going to be that big of a success. Because it depends on it depends on two things. It depends on what games are going to be coming out for it, and it depends on the price. If it's reasonably priced, like around $75 to $100, $150, that's fine. But if it's a fucking like $250, $300 peripheral, that's their version of the Kinect. Like that is like PlayStation's Kinect, where they hype it up and they think it's an amazing idea, but the end result is lackluster and it's a complete waste of money. So I'm very, 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 very skeptical about Project Morpheus, but I am curious what the design is going to be like. If it's this big clunky thing that I have to wear over my head, I have no interest in it. I don't care what games come, unless they make like an explosion of a game exclusive to the Project Morpheus, like something so unbelievably amazing and immersive, and it's like, I gotta have Project Morpheus to play this game, then I'm not gonna bother. Because to me, wearing a big fucking clunky thing on my head to play a game just does not sound like my idea of a good time. It just seems like a big inconvenience. Rockstar, Ubisoft, EA, Konami, Capcom, Warner Brothers, Activision, Square Enix, and Take-Two are expected to be on stage. None of this surprises me. Ubisoft is probably going to unveil Assassin's Creed Unity, the first demo there. EA is probably might do something with Star Wars. Konami, I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe Phantom Pain or something. Capcom, probably Deep Down is what they're going to show. Warner Brothers, probably Batman Arkham Knight. Activision, I'm not sure. Square Enix, I'm crossing my fingers. Square Enix for Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 info, or a new trailer or something. Come on, guys. You got the momentum going last year. Let's keep it going this year. But I'd be actually very satisfied if they revealed like a next-gen the next Tomb Raider and the next Deus Ex. That'd be really cool. Take-Two, not sure what they're gonna do, but we'll see. Now we're gonna get into the stuff that I am. Well, actually, let me get one more thing out of the way. Media Molecule, the guys behind Little Big Planet, it's rumored that they're going to show a PlayStation 4 exclusive title that will use Project Morpheus and have 3D world building and quirky visuals. And it could be called Entwined, and is said to be out in late 2015. Okay, once again, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, I am not a Little Big Planet guy. Honestly, I mean, I think Sackboy is cute. I think the idea behind the games are cute and they're interesting, but it's one of those games that I like seeing people play more than I enjoy playing it myself. I can honestly just sit back and watch someone play it, watch someone design the levels, and I'll be interested, and I'll be happy, rather than me getting in there and doing it myself. I just find it very, very, just, you know, the word of the day is, eh. Alright. Here's some of the bigger stuff. We're gonna get a God of War 4 CG teaser. And it's said that it's gonna be coming out late 2015. That, I honestly... Look, I love God of War. I love God of War. I've loved it ever since I played the second one back on the PlayStation 2. I bought a PlayStation 3 back in 2010 just for God of War 3. So, yeah, I'm a big God of War fan. It's just, now I'm worried it's going to turn into like this franchise that Sony feels like they just have to keep going because it makes money and because it is one of their flagship franchises. It's one of their franchises that put them on the map. No question. But there comes a time when you have to realize that maybe something, it's like you've run out of ideas for it. You don't strain yourself coming up with like some minuscule reason to keep it going. Just let it die easy, or just let it sit around for a couple of years. Let it build up momentum for like 10 years or so, and then come out with another one like for the PlayStation 5 or something. That would be cool. Just this whole thing with God of War 4, especially after Ascension, which Ascension wasn't a bad game. It was just very lackluster and disappointing because the campaign wasn't all that great. Even the polish on the game wasn't that particularly special. The multiplayer was really half-assed and it just felt like a generic copy and paste multiplayer. The whole game was basically an excuse just to have the multiplayer in it. So I hope this thing about God of War 4 is not true. Let me be clear. The teaser they're going to show, if there is a CG teaser, it's going to look cool. It's going to get the crowd pumping. But I guarantee you the end result is going to be less than great. It's like, especially if it's Sony Santa Monica, right? My biggest hope with them is they move on to another series. Do something new. Do something fresh. Don't do God of War 4. I know it's tempting because it's an established property. The money, it's like a license to print money. Don't do God of War. Alright, just don't do it, because a lot of people give shit to Microsoft for repeating their flagship franchises like Halo, like Gears of War, like Forza, like Fable. And if you do announce God of War 4, you kind of are falling into that trap. And there's really nothing stopping people from accusing you of the same thing that they're accusing Microsoft of. So don't fall into that trap. Go out, do a brand new AAA IP with a fresh voice, new characters, new universe. Just let your creativity explode with that. Don't feel restricted by God of War just because Sony's going, we need that money, we need that God of War money, we need those PS4 sales need to go even higher. Don't do God of War. I talked about that for quite a while. All right, Sony London, they're going to show off a AAA third-person title, which will be interesting considering they've been doing nothing but singing games for the past couple of years. That'll be cool to see. Now, one of the ones that I was really excited about is Ninja Theory is far into development on a PS4 exclusive that might be Heavenly Sword 2. That would be awesome. I really like the original Heavenly Sword. I think it's one of the most underappreciated games on the PlayStation 3. So a second game with a new character, new villains, that would be awesome. I would totally be on board with that. Also, we're going to get Japan Studios. They're going to debut Project Beast, which is said to be a spiritual successor to Demon's Souls. They've already released, I guess, quote-unquote, leaked some screenshots from it. And it looks cool. And one of the websites said that it looks like, well, one of the characters in the screenshot looks like Van Helsing. Imagine if this game turned out to be some kind of like, instead of a spiritual successor to Demon's Souls, imagine if it turned out to be something like a Van Helsing game. That would be awesome. Like really hardcore, violent, gruesome as shit, PlayStation 4 exclusive Van Helsing game. Someone make that. If you aren't on that, Sony, you need to start production on that right away. I want that game. That would be awesome. And The Last Guardian is going to be there for the PS4. Now, this is the point where I start to really question the validity of this article. Because there have been multiple times where it's like, we're going to show Last Guardian. Last Guardian's going to be here. Expect Last Guardian at 2012. Oh, expect it at 2013. Now expect it at 2014. It's not going to happen. Alright, and if it does happen, that will be awesome. Because I love Team Ico. I want The Last Guardian to be out right now for the PS4, but I highly doubt it's going to be announced. And Guerrilla Games' new IP will be an RPG and will be shown off during the conference. I'm not sure what to think of that. Because these are the guys that are known for Killzone. So, I don't know how to feel about them doing an RPG when all they've been doing for the past couple of years is first-person shooters. And I'm glad if this is true, and I'm glad they're experimenting with something else. But as excited I am about it, I am a little skeptical, especially I hear rumors that it's a turn-based RPG, which I'm honestly not all that crazy about, but we'll see at E3. Of course, this is the only thing that has been confirmed so far by Sony, is that the Order 1886 will have a stage demo. It will have a big appearance at E3 this year. That you can 100% guarantee. That they are trying to make that one of their new flagship franchises. It looks really cool. I am so impressed by the graphics. I'm really impressed by the story. So I'm excited to see what Ready at Dawn brings to E3 with that. Also, we're going to get Quantic Dream has a trailer set for either E3 or Gamescom. And Quantic or Ready at Dawn possibly becoming part of Sony Worldwide Studios. Quantic Dream, they did that Dark Sorcerer thing last year, which I thought was kind of strange. And it was funny. And I am hoping their new game is like that, because I want a game by Quantic Dream, and I know this sounds very strange, I want a game by Quantic Dream that shows what it's like to work in the video game industry. If they made like a multi-branched path game where it's a campaign where you're allowed to make your new game, you have to work your way through the gaming system, and it pokes fun at the gaming industry. That, I think, would be hilarious. That, I think, would be a fantastic game where you're just a new guy coming in, and you gotta deal with, and it's like the Grand Theft Auto of gaming industry parodies, where they just make it so ridiculous and just so funny that it's oddly charming, and it puts the gaming industry in a new light and allows us to make fun of ourselves, that would be cool. I mean, they've done it with movies before. They've had plenty of movies that make fun of the Hollywood system. We need a game that makes fun of the video game industry and all the weird little things that go on in there. So there's that. That I think would be really cool. Alright, and now the two big things that I am interested in, I'm curious about. One of them with a big caution, and the other one with big excitement. The one that I'm most cautious about is the source says Sony will close out E3 2014 with a teaser for The Last of Us 2. Bullshit. That's not going to happen. There's no way they're going to do that. Sony sometimes is known for doing like quick sequels. This is not going to happen because it wasn't even released a year ago, and now they're already going to announce a sequel for it while Naughty Dog is working on Uncharted. No, that's not going to happen. No. And hopefully, if it does get announced, which I hope it doesn't, I hope they don't even bother with The Last of Us 2. And I've talked about this before, is because I think The Last of Us ended perfectly. It had this really interesting, fascinating moral ambiguity at the end. And making a sequel to that, especially with Joel and Ellie, would ruin a lot of that. Because we'd have to explore, we'd have to go through the same thing over and over again in the second game. But if they do a Last of Us 2, it needs to be with new characters. Like, it really needs to focus on new people. Because you've milked every part of the story. Like, and I'm not saying milked as a bad thing. I'm saying milked as like you've got every single bit of drama you could out of the relationship between Joel and Ellie. And you ended it perfectly. Don't try that again. Just move on, go to different pack of characters. That would be cool. Like, I would be interested in that. But if it's The Last of Us 2 with Ellie and Joel, I don't know. I really don't know. And the last thing is Uncharted on PS4 will have a 3-minute trailer featuring in-game footage with gameplay spread out across the video. The release date is apparently summer 2015 with a tropical setting and different time periods with Nathan/Francis. Okay, that would be fucking awesome. Like, I'm telling you guys, if they showed a 3-minute trailer with gameplay, that would be amazing. Oh my god, I would be like, yes, thank you, yes! And it would be a good sign that Naughty Dog are hard at work on this game and have made progress despite the one of the lead actors leaving the project, and the lead writer leaving the project, the fucking director leaving the project. That they need to release a trailer for it to provide good faith to the people of the series. Because I am very worried about Uncharted right now, especially now that, I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name, Amy Hennig is gone. She was the voice of Uncharted. She was the heart and soul. And now that she's gone, I'm very skeptical. I'm excited, but I'm skeptical about Uncharted because the last game that did not have her involvement was that PS Vita game that came out. Was not very good. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't, like, my biggest fear with Uncharted is that it's going to be like the new season of Boondocks, where the main voice is gone, but they're trying to keep it going, and while it is enjoyable, it just isn't anything special or really brilliant or ingenious. It's just standard Uncharted fare, which will please a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking for something more. I'm looking for that distinct Uncharted feel to it. I'm looking for the character focus that was in the past 3 games. Hopefully they have that with Uncharted 4. And I hope they really do show... And it's definitely not entirely out of the question that they're going to show Uncharted this year. Alright? That will most likely happen. So we'll see about that. Alright guys, remember, take all of this with a huge grain of salt. This is, all of this, except the Order 1886 stuff, is just a rumor. This could most likely all be bullshit for all I know. But if this, beat by beat by beat, if this really is what the conference is going to be like, I'm honestly kind of mixed. It's like, some of it I'm really excited about. Most of it I'm kind of just like, you know, okay, whatever. It's I guarantee you it's not going to be as good as last year. Last year it was fucking legendary. Legendary conference where they just put the smackdown on Microsoft and fucking humiliated them. And like fucking just gave the middle finger to every other conference at that E3. Fuck you, we are the best. We are Sony, we're fucking taking over, bitches. And they came out guns fucking a-blazing, screaming guns a-blazing last year. And most likely this year, honestly, they could just go fuck it and be all lazy, and because they have a huge lead over Microsoft right now. Microsoft has the most to prove. Sony does not. But hopefully Sony will not be lazy. Hopefully Sony knows by now that this anonymous source has contacted DualShockers and released all this info. Hopefully Sony will include some surprises that are not on this list. And if some of this is on this list, that's fine. I just hope this isn't all the conference, because I am very mixed on this. But you know what? I always say, as long as they show Kingdom Hearts 3, I will be happy. I'll be very happy. Alright. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like what you see, subscribe. What are you looking forward to at E3 this year? What are you hoping for from this list? What aren't you hoping for from this list? Let me know. Thank you for watching. As always, guys, have a good one.